Hey guys, Jay-Sensei again. This shouldn't be what if Goku was the descendant of Yamoshi. Now, Yamoshi is the first Super Saiyan, legendary Super Saiyan God, whatever you want to call him. He has every single title under his belt. Every single title of a Super Saiyan under his belt. Legendary Super Saiyan, that's him. First Super Saiyan, that's him. Super Saiyan God, that is him. Like, he is the first Super Saiyan whatsoever. I guarantee you, like, he transformed into Super Saiyan, like, legendary Super Saiyan mode, like Broly's Super Saiyan, and he was in full control by default. Like, that was him. But he got exhausted in the middle of White Planet Vegeta, and then not Planet Zadala, I think, and then died. But yeah. So in this one, this is how it's gonna go. When Yamoshi is defeated, his spirit would be divided into two halves. One half was divided into the Ki, that would be legendary Super Saiyan power. Other half would be the mind and body. Kind of what the Sage 6 Paths did. Indra had gotten the eyes of the Sage, while Ashura got the mind and body. So kind of like that. Broly would actually inherit the Ki of legendary Super Saiyan, and he gets a slight piece of Yamoshi's mind, so he's at least somewhat calm. Then Goku would get the body and most of the mind. Well, that would actually lead up to Goku and Broly being born at the same time, with Goku being on the same age as Vegeta in this one. On the same age, actually. Let me fact check this real quick. I think I had the age correct the first time, but I might have messed it up. Okay, some things, like, a lot of sites say that Broly in Super was born days before Vegeta, or after Vegeta, so let's go with that. Goku was born a few months after Broly and Vegeta, so, they're born within days. So let's say Goku and Broly were born on Goku's actual birthday, Vegeta's birthday was somewhat similar, so, yeah. Now with that, Goku was born, and Goku and Broly are seen as, well, powerhouses. Now here's the difference if you get the mind and body of Yamoshi. Now, it's been very rare that this happens, but it's happened only once after Yamoshi. Now, Goku is what people would call a true Saiyan. True Saiyan would have complete control of the Great Ape after the first time of using it. Super Saiyan is unlocked very early without any of the anger, and it's already in a very calm state where we do not need anger for any sort of transformation. The True Saiyan would not need this. He would just need his power alone. His power, training, and peace of mind. While Broly would need at least some form of anger to fuel it, but a cool head to remain in control. So Broly would have legendary power, Goku would have the True Saiyan body. And True Saiyan mind. Now, with that, Goku will also have Super Saiyan God, would be Super Saiyan God, as you see here. Mark Spade really fucking got this though? No, I can't behind that. But, yeah. Now, we're going to go to, basically, when Goku and Goku and Broly are shipped off to different planets. So basically, Goku and Broly, due to their minds basically being with really smart intellect, their minds kind of being pieces. Yamoshi, they have their own will. There's like two wills. Yamoshi's, then their own. With that, Broly's will is just to survive. The mind's will is to help their host survive. Like, their wills are just combined into one as they get older. So Broly's body and other mind wanting to survive, it actually lower Broly's power level to at least 800. Now that's very threatening, but then again, it's not insane. Well, in Goku's power level would actually be around a good 3,000. Now that's actually very threatening, but then again, he's the son of a weak lower class Saiyan. They don't know what he'd do. So with that, actually, okay, Goku to live because his father's a weak lower class Saiyan, so it's his mother, so it's his brother, doesn't really matter. So Goku is raised as a Saiyan warrior, and on the very few missions he's been on, he's cleared it pretty damn easily. He's been on a total of 10 missions, and Frieza actually deemed him the best warrior he's ever had. Goku's able to clear a planet without causing a single bit of destruction. Goku's actually very just clearing an individual, and, well, he gets to study the universe pretty damn well, despite being 5 years old. But I'm saying like he's 5 or 6 at this point. He studied the universe pretty damn well. With that, he knows a lot of planets are isolated, but habitable. Same with every other planet. So if he lands on a certain planet, a certain resource, Goku can think of a planet that's peaceful, as in resources. If it's already inhabited, he says, alright, it's worse than planet that's not inhabited, go live there. So a lot of planets actually escape Frieza's reach with this. Frieza would take over planets that don't have anyone on it, and not a single bit of destruction. Cities already built, nothing's left, but there's buildings. With that, Goku has been the best soldier, it's just Goku's not a violent person. That's really it. Well, he can if he wants to be. It's just if there's no need to cause violence, he won't cause violence. That's as simple as that. Now, Broly has also been a soldier, assigned to Goku's squad, as Goku is the leader of his team. The leader of him, well, he's the leader. Then second in command being Broly, his brother Raditz, Then, then his prince Vegeta. But did what Goku does? A lot of Future Force actually respect Goku more than Vegeta, even King Vegeta. Goku has a better rep with the Future Force. Then we had Nappa being the weakest on the team, or at least ranked lowest. So with this, Bardock and Gine actually got a lot stronger just being around him. And Bardock had seen how Goku trained, and Bardock's power levels quickly rose to like the rank of 10,000, even rivaling the king. Even in a simple 3 years. Goku was able to learn how to do a punch, kick, backflip, fly at 2 years old. He has the potential of a hybrid Saiyan, or more than hybrid. Well, Pan can already fly, and she wasn't even a year old, I believe. I think she's a quarter Saiyan, so Goku's potential is unrivaled by no matter what part of Saiyan you are. You can be like a single atom of you can be Saiyan. Your potential is guaranteed to be through the roof, but Goku's going to surpass that. You can already fly, read, do anything a normal adult can at 2 years old. So yeah. Now the time Goku would actually leave, he's kind of just not on a mission right now. But as he's just at home with his dad, his Bardock would arrive, saying he thinks racing toward the planet, and Goku would say that's probably not incorrect, because he feels something is off because he can sense something weird's going to happen. That Bardock actually told Goku get in a pod and gives Goku a scouter to at least Goku's able to send coordinates where he's going to go to Raditz. And to Raditz, Vegeta, Broly, and Nappa. Now Vegeta, he respects Goku a lot. Because you know that Goku, well, he's not a traditional Saiyan. He's able to get the job done without acting like a Saiyan. Goku's power surely shows he is more Saiyan than anyone else. A true Saiyan. Because Vegeta's challenged Goku to many fights if Goku wouldn't fight any relative on the planet, not relative, but any inhabitant. And if Vegeta started a pointless fight, Goku would beat the living hell out of Vegeta no matter what form he took. Great Ape, Vegeta's power level is now 10,000. Goku's already at 20,000. With that, he can take down Vegeta. Then Nappa, they've all gained up on him except for Raditz and Broly. And Broly took them down himself. Goku and Broly are the powerhouses of the Saiyans. And they're not even 10 yet, and they're already surpassing King's power. Now, when Goku got to Earth, one of the last messages that before you for the scouter is basically, they just find me here when you have enough time, and I promise you, you guys will be safe. Now, as Goku entering Earth's atmosphere, he kicks open the pod door and catches the pod before it hits the ground. He then throws it in the deepest part of space with the scouter remnants in it, and he throws it with enough force to actually have it travel through space at full speed. That actually crashes through a few Future Force ships, but they can't identify where it came from. It was too fast. And I thought it was a stray meteor. That's really it. Well, with that, Goku heads on to Earth, and when he lands right in front of Mount Paozu. Or at the bottom of the mountain. Goku, his attire is anything weird. What you see him wear on Beerus' planet when he trains is kind of like what he wears normally. It's just, there's no sign from Whis. What you see here minus the Saiyan hair, and the Saiyan hair, the Super Saiyan God hair, and the symbol minus all that, but everything else is the same. It's just the orange gi, the blue strap, the black pants, his blue shoes, kind of just wears all that. And the shoes actually weigh a few dozen tons, because that's how he's able to just train. Now, Goku would climb up the mountain pretty easily, but Goku has to remove his shoes because, well, they hurt. So he removes them, and he removed his 5-ton shoes, and was able to dash up the mountain faster than light. A few 10 times faster than light. With that, he took the top of the mountain in no time, and he made Grandma Gohan there. With that, Grandma Gohan and Goku quickly got along, and Grandma Gohan raised Goku to be an Earthling. Goku's intelligence, he was kind of sloppy, but it got better over time. By the time Grandma Gohan would originally die, Goku's already around 14. Or, yeah, I think around 13, 14 would be a good fit, because he's the same age as Vegeta. So with that, Goku would actually just keep on being raised by Grandma Gohan. And Goku, by the time he meets Bulma, his power level is already in the 100,000s. He trains insanely hard. His clothes are weighted to max amount, even to the point where he's taking a step with his stomp is in the shadow of the ground. Even if he's not using strength, it's just the weights in the shadow of the ground. Grandma Gohan does the same kind of training as Goku, as his Grandma Gohan's body looks kind of by default like a buffed up Roshi, just because of how much he trains with Goku to keep up with him. And Grandma Gohan by far the strongest being on Earth that isn't a Saiyan or Namekian. Well, he'd already surpassed King Piccolo and Kami together, no matter what. Power level's already at 4,000. Then Goku's at a few hundred thousand. Actually, no, let's say everyone's at 4,000. Goku, if he just turned into a great ape, is at 500,000. So he's at 50,000 in power level. But he's kind of automatically suppressed because his two minds fuse to form the same plan, and the ability to cloak is key by default. If he's not cloaked, his power level is around 100,000. Now, when Goku meets Bulma, him and Bulma talk for a bit, and they get along pretty well. Now, if you guys remember what Grandpa Gohan originally wore when Goku had to fight him before, like the whole outfit, like the orange and black one, I'll find a picture of it. So Goku has that outfit on, just minus the short height, mustache, and hat. Like, it doesn't look as old as Grandpa Gohan, but has the same clothes on. That's really it. And he's a lot taller. Goku in reality is around the same height as, let's say, like Tien. It's around 6'1", 6'2", and most like 6'3". This really all just goes to Goku's body is insanely evolved, so he's a little bit above the normal Saiyan. And yeah, should know for God's sake, he's around the same height as Raditz, and Raditz is like, you can check out how tall Raditz is. Right, so Goku at tallest is 6'4", so yeah, so like an inch or two taller than Raditz at most. So yeah, so Goku has that just one, like, I guess, Chinese get up, and he and Bulma actually asks if he knows what Dragon Balls are. Pulls up one, asks Bulma if this is what she's looking for, or what she's referring to. He gets and tries to snatch it, but Goku throws it in the air, and it's in the atmosphere. Bulma immediately could tell it was in the atmosphere because it was a giant ball of flames. But immediately, Goku had said, "Alright then, well, if you want Dragon Ball, I'm gonna accompany you, so it's my grandpa, but I'm dropping him off somewhere." Bulma would say Goku wants to go, and it says, "I threw a ball in the atmosphere. I can also do this." Then jumps in the air as high as possible, a little bit above the atmosphere, was able to grab the ball and hold his breath. So he doesn't kind of just die in space through suffocation. He's on the ground, Bulma can tell Goku is someone that she would need. He looks very skinny, yes, but his body possesses more power than any being on their side of the galaxy. Unless the Galactic Patrol's there with Moro in a cell. But yeah. So Goku and Bulma would begin traveling as Goku drop off Gohan with Roshi, and Roshi would try to say, I'll see Bulma's panties for a Dragon Ball. This is Gohan picking up Roshi and shaking him rapidly. And Gohan is like the same height as Goku buffed. Well, if he just goes buff up to his full power. Otherwise, he's like some normal 5'8" old man with insanely muscular body. Like, I'm sure you remember what Lao G looks like from One Piece when he goes full power. It's like Grandpa Gohan like that, just a lot shorter. You know what Grandpa Gohan is. So yeah. But yeah, Goku and Bulma begin traversing, and Bulma actually teaches Goku a lot of things, because he's very interested in everything. His mind very curious, but also wants to know more about how to make sure he can survive. The powers to survive, be very righteous, be very kind, caring, spiritual, must know everything he can, just so he can fulfill what his ultimate goal is, be the strongest. So be the strongest and destroy Frieza, because he doesn't know what Frieza did. He's a righteous man, but he's not perfect. He'd do anything to avenge his family. He doesn't know that Raditz is alive somewhere. Because he did not raise his brother to be weak. And Broly's with him, and he doubts that Broly would let Frieza kill anyone, so yeah. And we're going to go to them right now. Broly's power level right now is crashing a good 200,000, and they're around 16, 17 years old. Well, no, 16 years old. Vegeta's the same age. Broly is around, not Broly, I mean, Raditz is around 15, I think. I'd say so, that's a good one. And with that, Broly has actually just, been insanely strong. And Frieza did see Broly as someone who could push him to his limits, but he didn't need someone to push him right now. And Broly took the place of Zarbon, and now the Saiyans are now the personal guards of Frieza. They do want to destroy Frieza, but Broly says, we cannot destroy Frieza until we find our captain. Because our scouters were broken when we got that transmission, because just Shockwave Planet Vegeta were wiping out a lot of stuff from just the world. Not the world, but just anything nearby. We were on a nearby planet, so it messed with our stuff. We were destroyed. And we can't, no one can remember the coordinates. We have to find somebody to figure out the coordinates. Until we can, no trying Frieza at all. So Vegeta's like, alright then. And Vegeta no longer has the ego of being I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. No, Broly and Raditz beat the living hell out of him daily if he kept doing that. Goku did it himself. Goku did it to Vegeta himself. Broly and Raditz continued the tradition. Broly's at 200,000. Vegeta and Raditz are tied at 30,000, and Nappa's at 15,000. So yeah. Now, Frieza is a good 700,000 in his first form because he didn't want to be too weak compared to the Saiyans because Broly was too close in power. So he did a few push-ups a day and he's at 700,000 after a week. Well, yeah. So back to the Earthlings and Saiyan and Namekian, future Namekian. Screw it. The three-head guy and random no-nosed monk and the pig and the cat thing. So Goku and Bulma had gone through the desert. When Yamcha wanted to fight, Goku, using his many martial arts that he wanted to go on, beat Yamcha in a matter of 5 seconds. He was able to use a mixture of Wing Chun and boxing, and a little bit of kickboxing. Now with that, Yamcha could see that Goku was a disciplined fighter, and Yamcha had no choice but to respect it. Yes, his martial arts were mixed, there's different martial arts in one, but Goku was an honorable fighter who was very put together. Yamcha didn't hope to beat him in years. But still, then again, he respected it. Goku noticed how Yamcha respected it, and how Yamcha strived to be that strong. So Goku had crashed down on one knee, looking at Yamcha, saying, Yamcha, come with us and get every single Dragon Ball. And if you help us all the way, and I think you're worthy, you can be my student. I'll train you as hard as I train myself. Yamcha would nod, and Goku would stand back up, and Yamcha asked how old Goku is. Say his exact age, birth and everything. Yamcha's a slight bit older. He's damn. They go meet Oolong, they go meet everyone else, and nothing bad happens, because if anything bad does happen, Goku flares his aura and destroys everything nearby. So, that kind of solved a lot of stuff. Now they head back to Kame House, and they meet Krillin there. When Goku meets Krillin, he bows down to him and says, alright, hi, nice to meet you, I'm son Goku. So yeah, that's my student Yamcha, that's my friend Bulma, that's our pet Puar, and then that's our pervert Oolong. Oolong would nod, yo. Puar says, I'm not a pet. And Yamcha would say, can you fight? Can you do anything else besides transform? Puar would say no, and that's when Goku would say, he's our espionage pet, Puar. Puar says, I like that. And I guess Bulma also doubles as my science teacher. So that this led to going and Roshi having an idea, and they didn't say, how about this? Well, Shen has had a world-renowned martial arts school, and Roshi, you don't want Chen, do you? She said, no, God, I hate that man with every living fiber in my body. So then Gohan says, then how about we open a martial arts school that'll surpass Chen? Goku's already a very smart individual, but only in fighting, in battle technique. He does need a lot of help with education, and he seems to already have found a teacher, and already have found a student, and I can guarantee you, if we were to fight him, is it just sheer martial arts, will kill us. Listen, Yamcha would say, oh yeah, do you know what martial arts these were? He just did the same moves that Goku did, but very sloppily. Go on and said, Wing Chun. And this one, Roshi said, boxing as well. And a little bit of kickboxing. Goku nodded, saying, yep, right on. Go on and say, he read too many martial arts books. Goku nodded, saying, yep, that's all you own. But now, let's open up that damn school. Now Goku actually dismantles Kame House in a matter of 10 minutes, and then brings every single bit of materials all the way to a different plot of land. Bulma has an idea to bring it to a more open area, but very close to the city, far away but yet close. It's a decent distance, but people can see it. They can see the sign, and Capsule Corp is backing them up. With that, as they begin building up the whole dojo, it builds up to its max, and it is called the Sun School of Martial Arts. Instead of SON, it's SUN. And with that, it's also just says Sun School of Martial Arts, or mixed martial arts. Inside it says Turtle Hermit. Then it says, they don't say then it would just say magic. It says magic, all that kind of stuff. So that does actually attract a various population of animals, people, everything. Now the first training actually does consist of actually making a clear mind, which Krillin will actually help with. Now, they didn't open in another 3 months, but Krillin had actually learned to get stronger with Goku, so did Yamcha and Gohan and Roshi. Bulma more or less kept on studying how to basically study Saiyan's physiology, because Goku did reveal to them. Like, he revealed to Bulma pretty early on, like the day after he met her. Remember, Gohan and Roshi already knew, because Roshi had heard through letters. Goku's on screen Gohan after like an hour. Yamcha already knew about that after like a day of meeting Goku. Krillin knew after a bit. Yeah, they'll know he's a Saiyan. And plus, well, Goku began training his tail for a different purpose. And training his tail to be an extra limb of his body, not just something he can just wrap around his waist or an extra, something that could carry extra baggage. He began training it like a weapon. Now with that, he trained with it for that 1 year. And now the tournament actually being held at their dojo was one of the best rising ones. They heard all people heard it was back to Capsule Corp. So they had advanced technology and everything. And it was actually enough to show off just Goku's insane display of martial arts. That included Goku being barefoot, no shirt, doing push-ups in a handstand form with one arm, while there's tons of weight, like quite literal, like at least 10 tons on his feet, and they do a push-up like that. Especially confirmed to be at least 10 tons. And began doing those one-arm push-ups, which impressed everyone. Now Goku began actually kicked in the air, began doing displays of martial arts on it, and by the time he was done, everyone was impressed with it. Now, Goku does eventually get a lot of students, and he trains them himself. Now, Tien had seen what Goku had done, and could tell he's nowhere even close to being able to accomplish that. Tien had to admit, Tien was the same way. Well, he felt the same way as Tien. And Tao Pai Pai felt the exact same way as well. Now, with that, they immediately went to the dojo, and then Chen wanted to challenge Roshi to see if he can at least determine if he's stronger or weaker than Roshi. She says, "Oh, Chen, my boy, my student even surpassed me. It'd be a waste. Find my student instead." Roshi sat down, began sipping some tea, and Gohan stepped forward saying, "Oh, Chen, it's a long time no see." Chen froze saying, "Gohan, my boy, is that you?" Gohan nodded saying, "Yes, it is." Chen says, "What the hell happened to your body?" Gohan says, "Raising a goddamn fire. That is what happened, and I hated it every single moment that involved combat. But then again, I'm strong." So Chen and Gohan began fighting, and it ended with Gohan getting a single flick in. With that, Chen was flicked through a mountain, and Gohan had to jump immediately as fast as he can and retrieve Chen. Well, Gohan is like a form set of buffing up to his full power. Well, he does do that, but to get faster, he slums down, and it does decrease his power level by at least 500. No, it doesn't only decrease his physical strength. That's really it, but he does get a lot faster. So yeah, he slimmed down to get Chen. Oh, that Tien had bowed, saying he liked to face the strongest student, not one of the masters being Goku, Roshi, and Gohan. With Goku being the main master. Now, the strongest student is actually Yamcha, because he trained Goku the longest. Tien and Yamcha began fighting, and Yamcha began beating up Tien using chopsticks. Eventually, he flicked a chopstick right in Tien's third eye, which did stun Tien, and Tien uppercutted Tien right in the chin, knocking him out. Now that, Tien woke up, and that's when they had to go through the whole discipline training. He went to the training wall. They had to watch the tournament go on. Goku was one of the proctors, and then everyone else, the proctors were just kind of random. Now the Red Ribbon Army. The Red Ribbon Army saw them as a threat, so they began invading. Around a month after the tournament. So, Goku only see it as tons of tanks had rolled up, and a few guys with guns. Well, a few thousand guys with guns. Goku had seen this and sent Yamcha to intervene along with Tien, as Goku sat on top of the castle. Well, they're kind of like a castle, so he sat on top of it, began watching them. He zipped his tea, saying, how do they handle this? Now, immediately one guy tried to shoot Yamcha in the face, and Yamcha kind of just did a basic Wolfang fist, and sent him flying miles away. Now, Krillin immediately began attacking, kicking away the tanks like they were nothing, and Goku immediately in front of them, smacking them both in the face, saying, "No, we don't do that. We don't. No matter who attacks first, we don't fight unless we feel threatened. Yes, it was a threat, but Yamcha, you dodge it easily. You can take a bullet to the skin and it will only bruise you. Same with you, Krillin." Immediately apologize, and Goku began trying to solve it with words like he did against aliens. Basically, they'll begin shooting him, and Goku, being Goku, is bulletproof. Slightly bulletproof. He just get a few bruises. Eventually, the bruises are gone, and it says, "Alright then. Now, yes, it's unbulletproof. It's only a tank with fire missile." And Goku immediately just flicks it in the air, saying, "And missile proof." I'm gonna try again. And my students, well, they're not as strong as me, but they're not as nice as me. Now, how about this? We're backed up by Capsule Corp, and we can easily pay off every single world army if we want to destroy you. Or you guys can just ally yourself with us. We can give you the correct technology as long as you guys just promise to stop being, well, I guess, jackasses, so to say. Now, General Blue and Captain, whatever the leaders are, walk up, Goku and give them martial arts stances, including 𝚼𝚘𝚒𝚎. Let me see him jump in front of 𝚼𝚑𝚎, saying, "No, no, no. This is too much for you even to handle." Tao would say, "Oh, where's my brother? Where's my foolish brother to handle you?" Chen would land right on top of Tian's shoulder, saying, "Right here. I can say, even some of the weaker members of the dojo can beat me with little effort. Go on, that little student Orochi flicked me through multiple mountains with a single flick. Well, he threw me through multiple mountains with a single flick. It was not pleasant, I tell you." And Tao says, "Oh, wait, the weakest? Tien, fight me." He would nod, and Tao begins using basic martial arts as Goku's Tien began dodging and smacking them away like they're nothing, when Tao began using Ki Blasts. Tien began tanking them, till he just smacked Tao through a whole tank. Now with that, Goku would say, "Alright then. Well, this calls for violence." Goku then yells, saying, "Back the hell off my property!" And he then roars, and his aura spikes up, shooting everyone that wasn't an ally away. With that, everyone then Goku wasn't just angry, he was just flexing. Alright, the aura calmed down, and says, "Alright then, back to training." They nod, and now the dojo keeps on running for the next few years, up until around the same arc as King Piccolo. Now with that, Goku was actually able to get the Dragon Balls and keep them in order, and he's the main guardian of the Dragon Balls now. Kami was actually able to move Korin's tower near Goku, and able to move his whole tower right above Goku. And then the Pilaf gang, Goku was able to make amends with them by saying that they can actually have their own small castle, as long as they just try not to rule anything, because honestly they don't know anything about it. Pilaf immediately refuses until Goku would say, "We'll actually hold down plan if he chooses to, just submit." He submits, and now we're going to go to the beginning of King Piccolo arc. Now with that, Goku has the highest power level of any Saiyan alive with 500,000. And training as hard as possible, so Bolan's able to develop a gravity chamber as well. Now, everyone's able to train in it, but Goku's training the hardest. At this point, Goku's like, let me check this real quick. So with this, Goku's around 19 years old, around almost 20. So, just saying that right now. But, yeah, so when King Piccolo was awakened, he was able to feel a large amount of power around him, including Goku, who's almost at 1 million. He's halfway there. But we're going to go with the other Saiyans. So Goku being 500,000, Broly being 400,000. Then we have Raditz behind him at 320,000. Same with Vegeta, as they're kind of rivals at this point. And Broly is actually able to go into his Akari Wrath form by will. Plus, he's able to use at least a form of false legendary. His aura is really green, and his hair does spike up the same way, but it's a little bit greater than Akari. So that's why they don't think it's actually just Akari. Broly does have a tail, but doesn't go into Great Ape. It's just he controls the Great Ape in just his one compressed form, but he doesn't grow fur. Like, he doesn't have enough power to go Super Saiyan 4 without hurting himself and dying, but doesn't have enough ki to at least suppress it. So, yeah. Like a suppressed Super Saiyan 4 is what it is. Or physically suppressed. So his power level would actually spike up to be around I'd say around the billions if Broly does that. At least 1 billion at the lowest, I'd say. Maybe 800 million at the lowest. Okay, so Broly, if he goes full power, is actually the strongest Saiyan. And then we have Raditz, who can go with Akari as well. And can surpass Goku. Well, all of Goku's old group can surpass him in Akari, because they learned how to do it. Well, Goku to sheer skill in martial arts, with Saiyan martial art, as he's a master of it. Well, they surpass him in just strength and speed. Intelligence, they're lacking. well, just martial arts they're lacking. He knows every single weakness of the Saiyan martial art. That's all they know. Maybe a little bit of alien martial arts, but then again, Goku can confirm Earthlings have had the greatest superior martial arts he's ever had. So they're not going to defeat him with just sheer brute strength and speed. It's going to be hard for him to keep up with, but then again, he's the true Saiyan. He's going to beat you. Now, eventually, when King Piccolo does a wish for just to be young, it says Goku and them are out of town, and they snuck in the dojo and got the Dragon Balls. King Piccolo wishes to be young. He's actually able to feel he's not any stronger than Goku. Not stronger than Kami, who did start training a little bit more. Who's at 900 at the strongest. King Piccolo, who's at around 800 exactly. I'd say he's at like 1,000, so a little bit stronger than Kami. We have Goku, who's almost at 1 million. Then everyone, one of his students, including Roshi and Gohan, are over 100,000. Oh wait, Nappa is the weakest of the group and is at 200,000. So you can say what that says about Nappa now. But yeah, so with this, Goku would sense King Piccolo. And now, once he does beat King Piccolo and the egg is spat out, Goku throws up the staff and smacks it right down into his arms. As Goku does have King Un in the staff. And he switched from traditional Chinese gear to like his basic gi and everything. But it's Goku's body structure is a lot more like Bruce Lee. Like that's how he looks physically. And then what he wears under his gi is very similar to Bruce Lee outfit. It's just like the yellow one piece is just all black. So yeah. But Goku just wears that gi and the black one piece under it. And then Kami does introduce himself. Goku can tell this is not Piccolo, so he's cool with him. Now eventually they do end up just raising the egg. The egg is raised, the Piccolo Jr. And now, around the day after he beat up Piccolo, or King Piccolo, he and Bulma did a little bit of the power cord sharing, or power pole sharing. And yeah. So, Goku at the point was 19. In the beginning of Piccolo Jr., he'd be 22. So that's 19, 20, 21, 22. So around 3 years. At the beginning of King Piccolo Jr. saga, Gohan is going to die of old age. Well, Goku didn't want to save him from old age because Dragon Balls can't grant that wish to bring people back from natural causes. So they couldn't really be helped. But Goku does actually use Dragon Balls occasionally, like from time to time, to at least have Gohan's just spirit wander around and talk to them for a bit. And Gohan was actually noted as one of the best martial artists alive. So they're pretty cool with that. But back to this. So, Goku, who would Goku be at the next room with his son, as he's one of the proctors, and Piccolo Jr., who've been watching, Kami being known as the god to everyone, so he watches as well. And then Roshi being one of the better martial artists, or let's say Tien representing the Crane School dojo. And Tien is a lot more like how he is in Super, even matching the same strength. Actually, no, probably not, but yeah. Tien's a lot like himself in Super, but not as strong. Now, eventually, when the King Piccolo Jr. saga, or Piccolo Jr. saga ends, we're now into the 5-year time skip. Gohan is now 8 years old, and he's also a lot more of a fighter. Chi-Chi began dating Yamcha for a bit, but Yamcha began cheating on her and being famous, and Goku banished him from the Sun Mixed Martial Arts dojo. Then Tien banished him from his dojo as well. Yamcha now living in shame and sadness. Now, when they do have the meetup at the Sun School dojo, because Goku actually lives on Kami's lookout now with Gohan. Well, Bulma does stay there as well sometimes. But, Goku most likely would actually live in a capsule corp. So yeah, he lives there. But he does hang out on Kami's lookout from time to time as Piccolo Jr. They use Dragon Balls to purify him, or they actually were able to use, they would separate his evil half from him. They were able to at least reveal that good side that would come out later. And then both the good sides fuse, or both good sides with Kami and Piccolo fuse, and the evil sides killed off, and both good sides are actually able to live off each other, and they fuse, so that doesn't really matter anymore. They're whole Namekian, that's just pure-hearted. So the evil side's killed off by Goku, and yeah, that's just how it goes. Now Piccolo's also the new Kami, and he's actually pretty much okay with it. But now, at the end of 5 years, Goku's power level is the greatest of any Saiyan, and is actually able to go Super Saiyan. in the gravity training plus hyperbolic time chamber. As Tien is actually not Tien, I mean, Goku. Piccolo is able to remove the effect of like, oh yeah, your body wouldn't age or anything. What over your body? Well, he removes the effect of like your potential grows, not anything else. Like, oh yeah, in that training, your potential would get advanced this many years in the future, depending on how many days you stay in there. So it's just your potential, nothing more. So Goku would begin training like that, and he's able to go Super Saiyan, and it's perfected. Gohan in there is able to learn Akari as Goku has his tail, is able to go Akari as well. And let me do some math real quick. Goku at base is at 200 million. Then he can go Akari, which is boosting it up to, so that's times 10, so it'd be 2 billion. But he also did it up by 50, which is Super Saiyan, perfected Super Saiyan at that. And that would be a good, that'd be, I believe, 10 billion. So, yeah, and then he mixed that with the Kari as well, so that's like it's like enraged Super Saiyan. So that, well, Goku, he's not really an angry person. It's impossible for him to be angry. His mind's always at peace and is always focused on the right thing. So it's more of just he doesn't really call it anger Super Saiyan, he calls it pure Saiyan. So, or, let's say he calls it, determined Saiyan. That's the name of it. I just can give another name for it. But so far, it's just determined Saiyan. Or Super Saiyan Focus. So, Super Saiyan Focus is the name of this form because it's focusing on the more primal part of it. But, yeah, so focusing on primal part, but also the full power. So, those two combined is 100 billion. Then we have Broly, who's behind Goku at 10 million in base. But the legendary Super Saiyan is a 1,000 time boost, which would bring it up to, I think, a good 10 billion. Times 10 with Akari, stacking on top of each other. We have the good old 100 billion. So, easily, they're all surpassing Frieza. Well, Broly isn't in his base form, but Goku is. Goku treating Frieza like a baseball in his base form. We have Vegeta behind Broly at 2 million in base, but cannot go Super Saiyan. Pause real quick. So we have Vegeta at 2 million with Akari, that's 20 million. So, yeah. And then we have Raditz actually behind Vegeta now at 10 million. And then with Akari, not 10 million, we have Vegeta, not Vegeta, we have Raditz at 1 million, with Akari 10 million. Nappa at 8 million, Akari would bring that up, not 8 million, I mean. We have Nappa at 800,000, bring that up to be 8 million. So yeah. Now, at the reunion of On Kami's Lookout, this will lead to Broly just declaring the mission, find their captain. Because he does not call himself captain of a squad, he calls him the co-captain, and their current captain is missing in action. So, they begin going over the old coordinates as they did find the old meteorite that went through, because they went through like the old pictures of it or video, and they could determine it was a Saiyan pod. But Broly actually being a little more experienced than Frieza now, and his power level is a lot heightened, and his body's a little more skilled, he's actually able to slow it down a bit in his own mind, able to see it's a Saiyan pod. So, find out where it went last, or where it was around that time, and able to fly and kind of determine location, but around a month later than Raditz came originally. And when they do find it, they're able to find the coordinates that were on it, and then, boom, that's where their captain is. Or that's where they assume it is. So they fly there, using their own pods, and their pods go a little more adjusted. Now, as they get to planet Earth, Goku's able to feel them coming in at orbit, and everyone's on guard immediately because they can sense ki. But they realize Goku's the only one not on guard. In fact, he's crying. Everyone's questioning who he is. He looks at Gohan and kneels down, saying, "Hey Gohan, you heard me your uncle? Or your uncles?" They all immediately froze and realized Goku's family's coming. He flew up in the air and began punching the doors off the pods and pulling his friends out. He flew on the ground, saying, "Alright, Gohan, well, it's a little confusing, but the long-haired spiky one, or the guy with long spiky hair, that's your Uncle Raditz." And he jumps on top of Broly, saying, "This big guy right here, that's my best friend Broly. Right there, that's the Saiyan Prince Vegeta, and the big ugly guy is Nappa." Nappa says, That is where we're gonna get big ugly guy. Goku laughs saying, "It's not wrong. You're pretty damn ugly." That's when we're about to try to pull Goku's tail to get him off Broly, but Goku actually smacks Raditz into the ground with his tail. Now they actually find that impressive because he uses his tail only to do that. Goku laughs saying, "All right then. Well, friends, let me introduce you to my family. That's my wife Bulma, and that's my son Gohan." Gohan turns up, hugging Broly, saying, "He's big." That's when Raditz had pulled him off, saying, "And you're small." And immediately Gohan began arguing with Raditz, saying, "I'm 8 years old." Raditz says, "Yeah, so what? Your dad's a pretty tall guy. So why are you so small?" So it's just an argument between Gohan and Raditz. And then he would introduce everyone else to his friends, like his co-teacher Roshi, then his student Yamcha, his student Tien, his student Krillin, his kind of student Puar and Oolong, his assistants, and the Pilaf, Mai, and Chu or Cho. I forgot his name. I'm just gonna call him Shu. So Shu, Mai, and Pilaf. Those are his assistants. And what ends up saying, "Up there, that is my best friend, my other best friend Piccolo. He's an alien. He's an Namekian." And Broly would say, "Wow, there's an Namekian here." Goku's like the whole short rundown of Goku Kamis and everything, and like, "Oh yeah, true, okay." Then he gives a rundown of Korin, saying, "Yeah, there's just a fat guy named Yajirobe. If you ever see him, give him like a good flick in the head for me." They nod, and Korin had yelled back, saying, "Don't worry, Goku, I got it. I already started beating him with my staff for going near senzu beans." Goku laughed, clapping, saying, "All right, attaboy, Korin." So with that, Goku began asking how's their plan on Frieza or assassinating him, because knowing Vegeta and Nappa, it's already in motion. Broly had said, in his base form, he rivals most of Frieza's forms. He goes full power, he can destroy Frieza. Goku laughs like, "Yeah, me too. Well, from a base form, I can already defeat him." That shocks everyone. That's when Goku laughs saying, "Yeah, it's power level alone is I think 170 million. Some estimating. Because I can sense the other half of the galaxy. I can sense everything, but I can sense Frieza a brief amount. That's pretty impressive for them. But Goku's sensory is a lot more advanced than what's any form of Dragon Ball. He's more used to scouters, so he made his sensory a lot like a scouter. He's able to calculate a little bit of numbers, and use it the same way as calculators. With that, he's able to figure out that basically Frieza's power level exactly is most likely around 180 million at highest. He reads Broly saying, with you going full power, you're equals. He goes, "Wait, I'm equal to you for once?" Goku laughed, saying, "Want to go up in the air and fight?" Broly nodded, saying, "Yeah, for old time's sake." Goku immediately tore off the one piece under his gi and said, "Alright then, let's go." He immediately yelled, going Super Saiyan, and mixed Akari with it, flying in the air. And Vegeta had said, "God damn it, Kakarot." Bulma said, "What the hell's a Kakarot?" That's when Vegeta said, "Oh yeah, he doesn't like going by Saiyan name, I guess, after all this time. Yeah, his real name's Kakarot." They all nod and like, okay then. So yeah, we get that. Just pause real quick. So Goku flies up in the air, going full power. So is Broly. They roared, going into a Super Saiyan. Mixing with Akari, saying, All right, we have 10 minutes at most before I go berserk." Goku laughs, saying, "If you go berserk, I'm putting you down. This planet has too much good things on it, and I worked hard for peace." And in reality, Goku did. During those 5 years, he established world peace on Earth. Everything's equal. No one's better than anyone. Goku's a pretty kind of guy that doesn't want anything, and he's a pretty petty one at that. So there's pretty much all peace on Earth. Now Goku and Broly began fighting in space, and Goku kind of is able to do what Viltron do, where he holds his breath and can breathe in outer space for at least a day or two. That's really it. And Broly knew that Goku could do it for a few hours as a kid. So this is a little bit, he's trying to do the same thing. He's able to do it for at least 8 hours. So with that, they began fighting. And as they fight, they're going beyond light speed each time they come at each other. like Patrol being reading this, in terms of these are two Saiyans. Because, well, Super Saiyan and Legendary Super Saiyan. But after around 5 minutes, Goku stops seeing the Black Patrol ship approaching them, and they had opened a door for, like, oh yeah, come on in. They go inside, and Goku powers down. Broly powers down as well, saying, I cannot have kept this up any longer. Now, Jocko approaches them saying, now you Saiyans, how are you alive, and what are you doing near Earth? Want to destroy it? Goku left saying, God no. I don't want to destroy anything on there. Then Jocko says, you're Saiyans, that's what you do. Goku said, no, I have a wife and son on Earth. Jocko said, wait, what? You're reproducing? Goku said, and plus, I think my wife Bulma would approve of me destroying Earth. Jocko immediately froze, saying, hey, your wife Bulma? Goku nodded, saying, yep, we'll have an 8-year-old son named Gohan. Did you know her somehow? Then Goku leaned in, saying, if you're an X, I'll blow your damn head off. Jocko gets up, saying, nope. I'm not related to Bulma in that way. I'm a friend of the family. If you're her husband, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jocko the alien. Goku bowed, saying, and I'm son Goku. Well, I guess if you're not a space creature, call me Kakarot. Because I'm Saiyan, so that's my Saiyan name. On Earth, humans and everything else calls me Kakarot. But if you're not from outer space, Kakarot. Broly says, I'm just gonna call you Goku. So yeah, so they asked about like Frieza Force and everything. Did he die or something? And Goku saying, no, his old squad from 4 years ago came to find him because, well, he's their leader and he wants to destroy Frieza. So he owes Frieza a little bit of a boom with Ki Blast. So with that, Jocko would nod, saying, well, since you're the leader of the strongest force, as I can tell, or the strongest de facto group of the Frieza Force, we'll do as you say, for a temporary amount of time. Goku last saying, no need. Just at least stay away from the Frieza Force planets, or at least liberate the furthest ones away. And naming the ones that are basically like, oh yeah, this planet, he's just naming a few off the top of his head that are like, yeah, this planet had these, like, this one planet I cleared out without violence, they live on this planet now, or I hope they do. So he's going off the top of his head, and he's like, alright, cool, we'll give them at least 2 months' time before you destroy Frieza Force. Goku said, give them 3 weeks. You can collect Earth with Broly, and I'm gonna land and say, alright then, well, Broly, do you think that was a tie? Well, he says, I hit harder, you're faster, and your martial arts are... You hit me in all my pressure points, it hurts. So you win. Goku nodded, saying, I know. At that moment said, Goku, what took you so long? Gohan getting worried and sad that he couldn't watch. Goku said, oh yeah, we met a good friend of yours, Jocko. One said, oh, really? Why was he here? He being a little Saiyanist, thinking that I wanted to destroy the planet. So I'm offended by him. This is Goku joking around Bulma. But then says, alright, Saiyans, gather up. Gohan during the meeting, and Bulma listens because Gohan's there. And her husband during the meeting, and says, alright then, we have at most 2 weeks to kill Frieza. So, I can hold my breath in space for at least 1 or 2 days, and I can fly beyond light speeds. So he's talking Broly, and he's not going to last in space. Well, I'm pretty sure he can last in space for that long. So me and Broly are going to meet you guys on planet with the Ginyu Force. We'll eliminate them, and you guys can take the pods there. Bulma, can you prepare a Kami ship? I was able to be translated to Namekian already, so you should be able to fly it. Well, not into Namekian, out of Namekian. Humans has to go, and some Goku would say, he can't risk his friends dying, but he's actually willing to let them fight and liberate planets. He can't fight them directly on the Frieza planet, but he can at least liberate the planets, or at least bring people back to their old planets. With that, they go over, Broly actually be able to make a map of planets that Goku had actually saved without using violence, or liberated or conquered without using violence, and where the people had went. With that, he sends his friends to liberate those planets, and they agree. Yamcha for once is allowed to do this again. Now, the only person that is not going to liberate planets is Piccolo, because he's going to help them. So, yeah. Now, Goku actually kind of wrote a symbol on the back of everyone's jacket. Like, Kami is like the whole, student of Kami thing, or student King Kai, student of Whis. Goku's the only thing with his friends, where he gives them the sound back of their gi with Goku's name on it. and then Kakarot on the side. Now with that, they fly off into space. Goku and Broly do. Well, saying to take the pod with Bulma. Bulma stays and probably go on. Just Bulma's probably those decent high amounts at 4,000, and she teaches to go on basically the basics of different martial arts. And in the time chamber, not the time chamber, in the weight room or the gravity room. Well, Bulma's able to stay in there for at least a decent amount of time, but she can't go anything above 11 times gravity. So yeah, Gohan does. In fact, Gohan's power level would rise quickly to at least 80,000. So he's happy with himself, and now Nappa teaches him Ikari. Gohan can already do it, but Nappa helps him perfect it. Then Raditz and Vegeta try to go Super Saiyan. So yeah. Now, Piccolo by the way flies with Goku and Broly, but now Goku and Broly land on a planet with Ginyu Force. When they arrive, well, Ginyu Force knows who Goku is. He's infamous, but he's noticeably missing in action. Now when Ginyu Force since travel arrive on Earth with the Scouters, they go to it, singing Broly, but a familiar wacky hairstyle. Ginyu says, "Kakarot, is that you?" Goku nodding, saying, "Call me Goku." Also, I'm your superior now. You should be bowing. Ginyu had said, these Scouters are more advanced. They're able to send Frieza-sama. You're not above me. It feels like Broly is above Frieza already. So it's Goku. In his base. They don't know that Broly gets like a rage boost. They don't know about Electric Super. They don't even know about Ikari. They've only seen it once. But Goku, in his base form, suppresses Frieza and Broly. Well, not Broly, but they don't know his exact power. They assume he suppresses Broly. Now with that, they immediately begin bowing, saying, "We need to report this Frieza-sama." Goku immediately said, "Ginyu, stand up." He stands up, when immediately the hand is thrust through his chest, and Goku had said, "You guys are pure evil. I know it. And I cannot allow you to go near Frieza." Got that? This leads to Ginyu coughing up blood, when suddenly Starland says, "The infamous Kakarot's back. I never thought I'd see you again." Suddenly, as soon as Zarbon would look at Goku, he realized he's looking the other direction. Broly had said, "We should have smack. Is your head that weak?" And we look at Zarbon's body with his head turned a full 360. Well, full 180. Never mind that. But yeah, so Zarbon coughs up blood and then falls over. Now, the rest, the Ginyu Force begins to try to attack Goku and Broly, but they're simply just too fast. Now, with that, the Ginyu Force was quickly defeated, and when their honor is not ruled by anyone. At least Goku just saying, "Should we destroy the planet, or at least just blow up the bodies?" Broly just throw the bodies into space. You can do it. And Goku uses his tail, saying, "Alright then, well, what next?" Listen to Broly saying, "How about King Cold or Cooler?" Listen to Goku laughing, "That old bastard King Cold is still alive?" Broly says, "Yeah, I'm surprised too. He's still, Frieza even assumes he's still as strong as him." Goku laughs, saying, "Oh goddamn, it's a riot." Alright then, I'll look for him. Goku begins sensing out where King Cold and Cooler were, and it says, Cooler is around 8 planets that way. I assuming it should take you at least 3 hours. And I could fly to King Cold in around 10 minutes, because I'm very fast. Goku immediately roared, going to Super Saiyan, and flew off in the direction. Broly flew off in the direction he was assigned to, and now, after around a few minutes, Goku already arrives on the planet that King Cold is on, and after around a few hours, Broly arrives to where Cooler is. Actually, no, switch places. Goku arrives to Cooler, Broly arrives to King Cold. Now with this, Cooler saw Goku and immediately knew who he was, saying, "Kakarot, is that you?" Goku nodded, saying, "Yep. And call me Goku, please." Cooler had said, "Now who are you to be making a favor with me, or asking a favor?" Goku said, "Jesus Christ, I don't have time for this. Just go all out. I'm bored." Cooler was able to feel the power of Goku, feeling it greater than Frieza. He said, I'll give you this honor." Cooler goes all out and began fighting Goku. Usually clash fists. Goku immediately went into Super Saiyan, because he disabled it once he landed on the planet. It's not alert Cooler, or when I'm sure the planet he disabled it. So when Cooler about to clash fists, he went Super Saiyan, and immediately blew off Cooler's arm. He didn't go to Ikari or anything, just Super Saiyan. But Cooler's arm was blown completely off. Then Goku shoved his fist through Cooler's chest, saying, "Alright then, you done here?" Cooler said, How are you this strong?" Goku laughed, saying, Alright then. Well, there, if you know, there's two Legend of Planet Vegeta. Legendary Super Saiyan and the True Saiyan. Now, my squad had both. Me, the True Saiyan, Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan. And me and Broly worked together like, yes, the hands on a clock. They'll say, like clockwork. It's pretty easy. Pretty simple. And we're best friends, like brothers. So, no matter what, we're an unstoppable duo. Our minds are linked. His ki and my body go together. Simply, we're meant to be a team, no matter what. But we're done now. So, goodbye. And Goku immediately roared, going Super Saiyan, with his aura sounding cooler. And he immediately began making his aura emit heat, and that incinerated cooler. Now we go to Broly, who's slamming King Cold around like a rag doll. Eventually, Broly tears him in half, and then blows him up, saying, now where are Vegeta and Nappa? They're supposed to be here by now. Those Raditz. Now, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz arrive on the Frieza planet, and we see Frieza. Who's kind of just watching. But then he sees Gohan and Bulma step out first, and Gohan immediately begins taking down Frieza soldiers. Those Bulma taking down the weaker ones. Well, just like wearing this casual attire, like just normal jeans, heels, shirt, and she's taking down Frieza soldiers like they're nothing, or the weaker ones at least. Then we see we see Vegeta step out, saying, "Oh, move it, woman," and just roars with his hands out, and a blast him with his mouth and both his hands, eliminating a good portion of the Frieza soldiers, saying, "You should learn how to do that. It comes in handy." Red step out, saying, "Vegeta, don't show off." Vegeta says, "I'll show off all I want, like now." She then roars, going Super Saiyan, and yells, "Frieza, come here." He then flies through the building, crashing straight into Frieza. Frieza and Vegeta begin fighting as equals. I'm kidding. So, Vegeta is around, I believe I said 2 million, and then he gets like a 50 times boost with Super Saiyan, plus Ikari, so that's already surpassing Frieza easily, so, abuse. So, Frieza's just being a straight up abuse, and it's been funny. So Vegeta using Super Saiyan, I believe, was already at, I'd say, 100 million, maybe. So, yeah. And then we go to the times 10 factor mixed with it, and that's, I believe, would be... Let me check that real quick. Okay, so, never mind, I was messed up. So, Vegeta doesn't even need Ikari, he just needs to go Super Saiyan, and that's already a default 1 billion, I believe. So, yeah. So with that, Vegeta easily beats up Frieza, and he wins. He killed Frieza. Thinking Colt's dead, so it's cooler. And when Frieza was sending out calls, he sent out calls to say it signal his brothers. And he's in a room with cameras to at least monitor them, or at least monitor the planets they're on. And he got a response from coolers, but only see Goku's face. Guessing Goku would see Vegeta on the other side, saying, "Oh, hey Vegeta, Frieza." Frieza said, "Captain Kakarot." Really went on the King Cold's screen, saying, "Oh, well, Vegeta, how are you?" Frieza says, "Broly, you damn traitor." And then Broly laughed, saying, I'm not really a traitor. It's more like you betrayed the Saiyans. So, we're finishing what you started. So, have a nice day now. Vegeta, give him hell." Goku and Broly immediately hang up, and Vegeta proceeds to abuse Frieza in the most disrespectful way possible. And now, eventually, Raditz, Nappa, Piccolo, Bulma and Gohan, they cleared out the rest of Frieza planet. Bulma has a few scratches, so it's Gohan, but they're fine. Piccolo's power level is very similar to Nappa, so he didn't really get hurt at all. So, yeah, they were good. Now, eventually, they're back to Earth with the Saiyan. The same means the humans there. And when they arrive, the humans have a few bruises on them, but they're fine. The Galactic Patrol Ship is there. And they didn't say that the planets and the universe actually restored to the perfect balance. And that's when Goku noticed a few figures with the humans. Looks on the ship saying, "Oh no." He immediately would push Bulma, push away everyone around him, and he shot with a gigantic ki blast. With that, he so clear, seeing Goku, who's kind of just scraped up and his clothes are kind of burned off. Not all of them, a few of them. His sleeves, a little bit of his shirt, So a bit of his pants are burned away, and says, "Why are the heaters here?" Tien says, "Well, they said they're allies of the Saiyans." Goku laughs, saying, "Tien, I've told you plenty of times. Everyone hates Saiyans. They say they are our friends. Kill them. They're either allies of Frieza or they hate us. There's no in between. If they're friends with us, they're allies with Frieza. Nothing more. Now, heaters, who did it? Was it gas? Was it oil? Was it Maki?" And Gas walks out, saying, "You're smart." Then Goku said, "Oh, my father spoke a lot about you. Said you're a good match." Goku immediately went Super Saiyan, began fighting Gas, abusing him. That eventually punches Gas to the chest, saying, "Alright then, I guess you were in a good fight." He puts his fist out, letting Gas fall to the ground, spitting up blood. He walks towards the rest of them, beating them up. He looks inside in Granola. Granola had said, not Granola, I mean, Goku had said, "And you're a cerulean. Why are you allied with the heaters?" Listen, Granola was about to fire another kill at Goku because he was fired it originally. But he heard Goku would say, because he could tell that Goku didn't notice him. He heard Goku say, "Well, most people that say they're friends with the Saiyans, or at least knew them, they're allies of Frieza. Only Frieza. The leaders didn't have reason to have a grudge against the Saiyans, so only left one option. Frieza." Immediately, this led to Granola running out saying, "You damn liars, you damn bastards, you damn traitors." I mean, killing the heaters as brutally as possible, saying, "I trusted you. I thought we were friends." I was just stupid then. Goku had looked at Granola, saying, "Oh, would you mind to answer my question? Who the hell are you?" Because knowing the fact you're a cerulean. Granola being going over who he is, and Goku had said, "Oh, I see. You seem a bit familiar. Did you have a mother and no Namekian?" Granola had described his mother and described Namekian. Goku had laughed, saying, "I thought so." No, that's when Goku had laughed, saying, "My dad talked a lot about you." We've been going over the whole thing with Bardock and the Namekian forgot the name. I think it's like Maito or something. Maito. I'll check. So Goku began describing his dad's story with Monaito and the heaters and everything. And Granola was like, "Oh, I see. I'm pretty sure Monaito is still on planet Cereal. For someone to get him here." Goku looked at Piccolo, saying, "Dragon Balls, please." Piccolo tapped his staff on the ground. The Dragon Balls immediately were summoned there. Goku had summoned Dragon Balls, and he had used them. His first wish: bring Monaito here. Not Monaito. Yeah, Monaito here. Monaito's brought there, and he's a little shocked. So Goku had said, "Install the memories of my father encounter on planet Cereal into Granola." Now, Shenron can do that because Shenron's almighty. Shenron does just that, and Granola begins remembering everything. Or at least what Bardock remembered from planet Cereal. And then Goku looked at Piccolo, saying, "Oh yeah, I have a quest for you. Go meet the guru of, or at least the elder of Planet Namek. I'll be heading somewhere myself with Gohan and Broly. For now, go to Namek. Send Piccolo to Namek." Suddenly, Dragon Balls send Piccolo to Namek, and Goku the Dragon Balls disperse when he uses staff to extend far, expecting them all right back into his hands. He holds in Bulma, saying, "Take good care of those. Go on, Broly, let's go." She asked where they're going, and Goku had said, "We're going to a certain planet to learn something, while you guys are going to be on Kami's lookout in the gravity chamber, not the gravity chamber, the hyperbolic time chamber, training there as much as possible, so you guys at least master Super Saiyan. If I come back and you guys haven't mastered it, I'm going to kill you all. Now, humans, I guess. Want to join the Saiyans? It's going to be fun." Some Goku said, "Oh yeah, Miss Popo, can you unlock Dragon Ball one more time? You should get some invention to do that." Popo does just that, but one time this device will work. Now, the device is then used on the humans, and Goku laughs, saying, "Alright then, this one wish is pretty weird, because it will only refer to Dragon Balls at least half power, and the half power is one wish. It's 1.5 wishes. The other wish is going to be kind of weird. First wish, give the human Zenkai boost." Everyone really froze, and Goku would laugh, saying, It's only human Z fighters, including my wife." Okay, so I guess Piccolo counts as well. So Piccolo as well. The wish is granted, and Now, Piccolo was a half wish. So, yeah, just to add on. So, with that, Dragon Ball's first again. Goku summons them again, gives them Bulma. And then he picks up Gohan and covers Gohan's mouth and nose, it's possible, and flies into space at full speed. He's flying as fast as he can. Gohan did pass out, but Goku was able to just kind of keep giving him CPR as he goes into space. Because doesn't want to fly to a spaceship, because he's not good at it. Broly usually does it, and Broly's too big for the spaceship they have. So with that, they get to Yardra, Gohan gets instant CPR, and he's able to wake up after like an hour. Pause real quick. So Gohan got his CPR, he's awake now, they're playing at Yardrat, and they arrive there around the time that Goku really starts fighting Frieza. While playing at Yardrat, they begin, actually they're training for the whole, just the Yardratian abilities. And now, we're going to go to when they actually return. They return, Piccolo returns as well, and they see Piccolo return looking a lot different. A lot more muscular, looks a lot more young. He's obviously more powerful, it's probable being 100 millions. And then we see Vegeta, whose hair is a lot longer. He doesn't have a beard, but his hair is a lot longer. And we see Goku, whose hair is also a little bit longer. We see Broly's, whose hair is like past his knees. Vegeta's hair is exactly Broly's hair is past his ankles. Vegeta's hair is at his knees. Nappa grew a little bit of hair. Yeah, the Saiyans all look very shaggy. Gohan at this point is almost 11, so yeah. With this, the Saiyans, they're like, alright then, well, our training's complete. Piccolo, you're strong as hell, I can tell. And I can estimate Broly's base probable is around 5 billion. So, you're pretty damn strong, Broly. Broly learns the same way essentially as that Goku has, and Broly even says, dude, probably was 100 billions. Goku said, exactly 98 billion. So, not quite. Well, he decides saying, Vegeta, you're at 800 million. Impressive. Then Raditz, you're at 700 million. Nappa, you're at 500 million. And go on. 800 million as well. Impressive. And then Goku would say, alright then, shall we display our new forms on the hyperlogic time chamber, because we may destroy Earth. They go in time chambers, Piccolo's able to cancel the effects of it, and they began displaying their abilities. Goku went full power, and his hair immediately went to Super Saiyan 3, but his aura was a little different. Instead of electricity around him, instead of blue electricity, it looked red. This is Goku's God Ki. If Goku learns any farther, he will go Super Saiyan God. Then we see Broly go with Legendary Super Saiyan, then Legendary Super Saiyan 2. So, let me pause real quick. Okay, with the current parallels, to be very exact, I may have switched Vegeta and other Saiyans around. But Goku, exactly, is at 98 billion in base form. And then, at full power, or max power, he's at 392 trillion. That's counting Super Saiyan 3 mixed with the Kari. We have Broly, who would be at 1 billion in base form. And then we have max power being 100 trillion. Counting Legendary Super Saiyan 2 mixed with the Kari. Then we have Vegeta at 900 million in base, 900 billion in his full power. Which, yes, is kind of low compared to the other two. The other two have potential rivaling gods. Goku's power is quite literally the first Saiyan. The first true Saiyan, or the first true Super Saiyan. That's a god. So if Goku's potential is leading up to God Ki, plus his full power is actually mixed with God Ki, it's just not awakened fully. So the God Ki gives Goku a pass. Then Broly is quite rivaling every single god's potential. So, yeah. And then, so Vegeta's full power, 900 billion, counting Super Saiyan 2, which he has complete mastery over. Then we have Raditz and Gohan, who are complete equals in every single way. Gohan is able to do a form of, a little bit of false Super Saiyan 2. The electricity is there, it's not an actual Super Saiyan 2. But he also mixes it with Kari, which does lead up to him being equal to Raditz. Well, Raditz has the Super Saiyan grades, so that helps him a bit. And Nappa also has the Super Saiyan grades, it's just he doesn't have as much potential as the other two. Or other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nappa in basic 200 million, full power 225 billion. And Piccolo. Well, he has a few forms to mimic Super Saiyan or like mimic a Super Saiyan transformation. Instead of like turning yellow or some stuff, Piccolo actually his antennae I guess turn more horn-like, and he calls this the warrior form because he absorbed Guru, who somehow lived. Then he absorbed Nail, and he's actually just taught different Namekian ways of combat. And with that, he began mixing with everything he knows, plus his vast knowledge of the galaxy, enhanced our power greatly, and Piccolo at 50 million, able to work his way up to 250 billion at max power. He has a few doubles of like 65 multiplier or the 25 multiplier. He has that kind of stuff. And Tien, shockingly, is actually able to outmatch Piccolo in his base form at 1 billion 250 million. 1 billion 250 million. That's his exact power. But he still can't reach Piccolo's full power, even close, at 10 billion. That's all he can do. His power is multiplied times 8 when he uses his third eye at max potential. So yeah. Now Goku, no one's able to spy on him. Well, his dojo plus Kami's Lookout and Corn Tower is very on lock with the Red Army and all the remains of it. So a lot of them left. Well, it's on lock with the remains of the Red Army and Capsule Corp. So no one's sneaking in or out without being caught. Even robots, even being an atomic-sized robot, and no one's catching it. Well, not no one's catching it. Everything's catching it. So that leaves Jiro not having as much info. So Cell is like double his normal strength. It's just he's not touching any one of the Saiyans at all. Like at best, he can get Gohan. Gohan and Reddit are like where his power stops. Well, Vegeta, Broly, and Goku are stomping him with no remorse or effort. So yeah, now when the first off they do meet Trunks and everything, and Trunks is actually Vegeta's son. And this one he's Vegeta's son. Because Vegeta did start messing with Chi-Chi, and him and Chi-Chi did the whole power pole thing. So yeah. So Trunks would have all black hair, but he's wearing a Capsule Corp outfit. And what he does say is that, he's one of the fighters from the future, and he actually happens to work for Capsule Corp. Almost say she is son, and that's when Gohan says, not Gohan, I mean, that's when Trunks would say, no, he's not Bulma's son or anything, or relative at all. He literally just works for Bulma. That's really it. Which he does. He's Bulma's assistant. So yeah. Now with that, Trunks warns him about the android, throws Goku's heart medicine medication, and Goku would say, can you take it now? Can we run it later? Trunks would say, yeah, just take it at some point. So Goku takes it there, right then and there, and he's good. What time is it? Okay. But now, I'm not at 94%. I'll let you go. Now the next 3 years pass. Goku didn't train one bit. In reality, he trained the humans. Well, not Tien, but yeah. And Piccolo was more or less impressed with Tien insanely because Tien grew so fast. While Beerus is being disturbed, having nightmares of dreams, having nightmares of a Saiyan. Well, multiple Saiyans. One of them, his power is just so insane, his aura, so intense, green, and angry. The other one, his ki, so calming, yet intense and bright red. And then the next one, his ki, so it reminds Beerus a lot of himself and his purplish aura surrounding him. These three Saiyans give Beerus nightmares. You can tell Goku's aura, I'm referring to it being more red, but it will slowly turn white once he does get to Ultra Instinct territory, but that's not going to be a little bit towards the indeterminate power like in normal. Just say that right now. We can tell green, Broly, purple, Vegeta. Goku, when he faces Beerus, will probably only have Super Saiyan God. No, why can't I say like only Super Saiyan God? Like I said it wasn't nothing. I'm stupid. But yeah, so now we would go to like the beginning of the Android Saga. Now Goku is kind of just showing Kami's Lookout, as no one's actually worried, or at least the Saiyans aren't. First attack happens, and Yamcha's the first one seen. This time he's fighting Jiro, and him and Jiro are kind of equals. 19 begins butting in when Tien quite literally just summons an extra 8 limbs and just tears Android 19 to pieces. The limbs don't actually come out of Tien's body, but they more or less like Tien's able to make his power a little more dimensional. As Goku's God Ki rubbed off on anyone who he trained with closest because they were the strongest. That would include Vegeta, Broly, Gohan, Tien, and Piccolo. Those 5. Trained them closely because they're the ones that can handle training the most. Well, Nappa was just a Saiyan, and Nappa grew quickly. Raditz Goku didn't train too much because Goku's power is just straight up too immense for people like Raditz and Nappa. Plus, his ki burns like the core of the earth. So, yeah. So, it's not like the Goku can't train with them at all. It's like he trains with them. It's just he doesn't train with them for long because he wears them out too fast. So yeah. So the ones he trains with being Broly, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and Tien. Though he trains with them the most. And with God Ki, Tien's third eye is able to do dimensional abilities. So extra limbs come from out of nowhere, come out of thin air. Tien just creates them from just different space. Kind of like Madara's limbo clones. Tien has limbo limbs. So yeah, they kind of attack from different forms of reality. So it's a very handy ability unless you can sense ki, and then you know where the power's coming from. Then the ki is the same way, it's just invisible. So Tien is able to do attacks that are very extra-dimensional. He's going to make the limbo clones himself, and yeah. Piccolo immediately arrived on scene, and he powered up to his true warrior form. With that, him and Tien began destroying any other androids that stopped him in their way, because there's just a lot of prototype androids, plus thrown through the army that had left or defected. They were fighting them, and it was pretty easy. Goku was able to abandon his whole peace is something I can call on. No, he will not know peace because he beat Frieza, and he does know people hate him. So yeah, let's Bulma discourage that whole attitude he had, because no matter what, his peace will be disrupted. But now, eventually, when Goku arrives, because he senses the androids coming up, it's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Go on, you ready? Or shall I let you and Raditz handle it? Vegeta and Broly said, let's just watch. Let's see what everyone else can do. Piccolo, Tien, Nappa, Raditz, and Gohan began fighting Android 18, 19, 13, and 16. They've been fighting. It's like a complete match, really. Android 17 and 18 are usually on the level of Canon Cell, who's at full power. And yeah, it's just a decent fight. It's just kind of weird. And then we have 13, who's a lot stronger than 18 and 17 and 18. We have 16, who's weaker than them both, but is around the same level as Super Saiyan Goku in the canon Android Saga. This fight's going on, and it's not too pretty for anyone. But eventually the fight ends with the Saiyans winning, but Gohan being the last one standing. But now Cell emerges, because we'll Cell. And he sees the knocked out Android 16 and 17 and 18, and goes to absorb them, but Gohan, not trusting it, will land on the stinger that Cell has on his tail, lands on it. And then punches Cell in the chest, sending Cell flying and tearing off his tail. But Cell regenerates it, and this leads to Piccolo and Tien getting up, and they begin attacking Cell themselves. Now, you can't copy Tien's abilities. You cannot, because you have to have extensive training with trying to get them across dimension. And Cell has enough training to do it. He has to have at least months of training. Not days, months. Yes, Goku's DNA would help a lot, but Goku doesn't know a thing about what Tien's abilities are. He hasn't seen Tien for 2-3 years, so he doesn't know a thing about them. Doesn't even know Tien can do it. So no matter what, Cell's going to take a long time to learn Tien's abilities. So Tien's the one that has the best, that has it in the bag. Piccolo's from where Cell's matches, if he teams up with Tien, and everything. Now eventually, Cell's actually able to escape and absorb at least 18, and goes to semi-perfect form, and then beats Tien and Piccolo. With that, Broly's like, Vegeta, you want to try it? Vegeta says, fine. He goes all out, and begins fighting Cell. Cell is completely being washed, and crushed, and smacked around. So he jumps away to absorb 17, and does so, going perfect Cell. Now, he is trying to go Super Saiyan, and after a bit of trying, he's able to get the hang on it and go Super Saiyan 1. Him and Vegeta are now equals, but suddenly Broly just said, Vegeta, you're playing with him too much. Broly grabbed his tail and spinning him around as fast as possible, and going all out, mixing just pure rage. He's spiking his power even higher and higher and higher, until he eventually throws Cell straight at the sun. After that, Cell's about to stop, around a quarter of the way, around a quarter, I guess, well, it was more than halfway there, but a quarter of a mile more, he would have gotten into the sun. Instead, then again, Cell's still burning. It goes to fly back. Suddenly, he then sees a giant beam coming at him, and that's Goku holding out one single finger, saying, "You spare me a little key." And Broly and Vegeta being contributing to the blast, and shoots Cell right into the sun. That Cell's being disintegrated, and no one's DNA helps at all. He's done. That Goku had laughed, saying, "We win," like that. And I didn't need to raise a finger until now. Why, literally. Broly had said, I don't think I needed to go that far. Goku had laughed, saying, "Oh no, you did. He was on the verge of awakening your power." It would have been bad, but fun. He looks in the lab, saying, "Now where's that old man?" Okay, seeing Jiro missing half his body, but barely alive. So Goku began talking to Jiro for what life he has left, and Jiro reveals everything, saying he's just upset at Goku, because when his son did try to defect the first time, he was killed. Which Goku immediately said he would not have allowed. He didn't even allow himself. It was just people lying about who ordered them to do it. But with that, Dr. Jiro realizes he was misguided and lied to, because what happened was Dr. Jiro said he disapproves of Goku, and someone had then killed Jiro's son on saying, "Oh, it was on Master Goku's orders." No, it was not. Goku would not order that at all. It was some complete random soldier who approved of Goku, while Jiro's son did not, and it ended badly. But now a few years pass. Trunks did come back to see how the world was doing, and saw it was doing fine. So at this point, Gohan was pretty sure he was 11 when he went to Yardrat, 11 or 12. I'll go with 11 and a half to be safe. And then it's been 5 years since at that little half. So that would be 5 years. He'd be actually 18 originally. So he had those 5 years, I believe, he had those 5 years, so never mind. He had those 5 years, which led to him being 17 at this point. I forgot that he's 17 at this point. I remember my math was all messed up. So he was 17 when he fought the androids. No one did a thing, keep in mind, except train the humans. No one did anything else with their own training. So only the humans got a boost during those 5 years. Then another 5 years, he'd be 20 after 3 years, and 22, then 23, counting that little half. So yeah, I'll go on 23, and it's a high school teacher. He teaches a high school class, and I'm age up Videl, because I still should go on Videl. So with that, this would lead to Videl being 20 and being Gohan's assistant teacher. That they kind of get along a little intimately, and he does teach how to use Ki and everything, until the World Tournament. Now with that, the World Tournament commences, and Videl versus Popovich. So Popovich is not good. So Popovich is knocked out in a single punch, and one of Gohan's main martial arts is Wing Chun and boxing and kickboxing. And he taught Videl kickboxing. So Videl was able to do a single punch with regular boxing, and she does use kickboxing mainly, but it's pretty good basic boxing. So she just used a straight jab, hitting Popovich in the gut, and knocked him out. Yami went into attack, hiding the jar, not seeing Videl as a threat, but Gohan, actually being the examiner, had chopped Yami in the back of the neck, knocking him out. Then he grabbed the device in Yami's back pocket, taking it, and immediately crushing it. Kakashi tried to stop him, but Gohan was able to exert a lot of ki, and yeah. But I'm going to find some new math to do. So, real quick, just get power levels right. At this point, I only measure Goku's power level because it takes too long to measure everyone else's, because Goku's power level is quite literally hard to put into calculators. I have to go through 8 different websites to at least find the proper name for a number. We're already Goku's power level at full power. He's going up to septillions because his God Ki had actually fully awakened, and that puts him above Beerus at full power, leagues above Beerus. So Goku at full power is on par with angels, or above most of them. So I'm saying right now, he's washing every single participated in a tournament of power. He's washing them. At best, we have Jiren at probably quadrillions, and then Beerus at quintillions, or I'd say Beerus and Jiren probably in the same tier. I'd say probably close to that. But so Goku at full power, I'm putting at 10 septillion. Plus God Ki, and having mastered Super Saiyan 1 and every single grade with that. Super Saiyan 2, every single grade with that. Super Saiyan 3 with grades. Super Saiyan 4 does not have that. But yeah, Super Saiyan God. and in Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue is where he gets his 10 septillion. We have Broly all put at a good 500 quintillion. And that's counting his God Ki that he can use now with Super Saiyan God. Then Vegeta at a good little... But Goku and Broly have a different kind of tier and power, since Broly can actually stand with Goku no matter where they go. So Goku and Broly train the most because Broly keeps up the most. Then Gohan is like second after Broly. This is the one after Broly, then Vegeta. So yeah, so I'll go into Vegeta. So Broly is at 500 quintillion. Gohan is at make sure I get this right. Okay, I'll just go here because yeah. So Broly is at quintillion. He's at 500 quintillion. Gohan is below that at 100 quintillion. Then we have Vegeta, who's at 800 quadrillion. The Nappa would be at, let's say, 500 trillion. Raditz is going to be at 800 trillion. Then we have Nappa. I said Nappa actually. Piccolo would be at actually, let's say he's at 98 billion in base form. Anyway, I'm going over the Saiyans at their max power. But Piccolo in base form is at 98 billion, same as Goku. Then if he would go full power, is at, let's say he's around equal to Raditz. Let's say that. Then Tien equal to Nappa. So yeah, pretty sure I said Raditz this whole thing. But if I didn't, screw it. I'm pretty sure I said Raditz. But yeah, so that's the whole big numbers. Now the Kais were caught by the Saiyans as they did try to stop Gohan, and they're interrogated. And guys can't really understand why these guys are so powerful, but with their power level, Babidi wants to find someone to get them to a ship, and he's able to find someone to get them to their ship. So when everyone arrives there with Goku holding up the Kai by the shirt, it's surrounded immediately would see Boo's egg and everyone else. With that, Goku looks at the Kais, asking for explanation, and they describe Boo real quick. And Goku would say, so all I have to do is destroy the egg. It's kind of impossible because, well, no, it's Boo's egg, and he's indestructible. Kais can't beat him, so no mortal can. But Goku immediately powered up, just put it in blue, grabbed the egg, and channeling as much ki into it as he can. But the ki turned into a giant ball, and Goku's God Ki began melting the egg, and immediately the egg kind of crumbled down into a little bit of a side-up egg. Goku laughed, saying, "Alright, that easy." Everyone was shocked at how simple Goku's power was. Then look at Dabura, as Piccolo then says, "Leave him to me, he's a demon." He then immediately, Piccolo went into his true warrior form, and immediately began beating up Dabura with his staff. So he caves in Dabura's head, and Dabura is dead. What then Piccolo does do is he sticks the end of his staff into Dabura's head and absorbing his magic. That he's actually able to use demon magic. Instead of spitting on people, his antenna actually kind of just summon a beam. And if you get within, like, not beam, but they don't shoot beams, there's something like a ball of aura on top of the tip of them. And then if you get within at least 2 feet of him and he declares you an enemy, you begin turning to stone, slowly but surely. So, yeah, automatic defense. And then, yeah, now every single other opponent is beat down ruthlessly. And now the extra, I think, 8 years since Beerus thing is going to happen. Let me check. Okay, I'm also say 6 years. So Goku, he was like 27 when everyone else met his teammates. He was around 27. Then around a total of 3 years passed, he was 30 in the middle of the androids. That was like 5 years, so he was 35. And then we go fast forward like 5 years, so he's 40. Yeah, never mind, screw it. But he's living on his best life with Bulma. And go on. And they do have Goten. Then Vegeta does have Trunks, and Bulma says it's just the name, and Chi-Chi preferred Trunks over Vegeta the second. So yeah. And Trunks has a twin sister by the name of Bulla. So yeah, Vegeta chose that name. No, he had nothing to do with Bulma, because just Vegeta liked the ring of it. Bulla. Then Goku has his two boys, Gohan and Goten. Goten was born around the... Well, Bulma was pregnant with Goten around the... So let's say Goten's the same age as he is originally. Screw it. So yeah. And Videl and Gohan already have Pan. So yeah. They had Pan around the beginning of the Blue Saga, let's say that. Now Gohan never gave up training because Goku would not approve of it. And plus he lives in a dojo with Goku. So yeah. And Mr. Satan, well, he's still pretty popular just among the human martial artists. Well, Goku is one of the strongest martial artists on Earth. He's not the strongest human one. That actually belongs to the spot of Tien. And then the non-mutated, trained by Goku strongest martial artist is going to be Roshi or Satan, Mr. Satan. So yeah. The strongest martial artists in the world live all in one dojo. So yeah. But now, when Beerus wakes up, he told Whis about his nightmares, and Whis laughs, saying, oh my, Lord Beerus, you... In all honesty, you have woken up in the wrong era. You should just slept a little bit longer, and you might have lived past whatever your nightmares are. Whis begins going over Goku and his whole power, surpassing even most angels, and Beerus immediately froze, going over Broly, surpassing angels, while Vegeta surpassing gods of destruction. So with that, Beerus' three nightmares are all... Well, Vegeta's is equal, and then everyone else is surpassing him like he's nothing. So he is a nightmare, so to say. And yeah, now Beerus immediately began training with Whis as much as possible, and began just using the Hakai form in its normal form as well, and began learning Ultra Instinct, how to use it by will. Eventually taps into Ultra Instinct Omen, and we're going to go to around the start of Resurrection F. Said it's going to be Resurrection, not Resurrection, but War B. I'm going to call it that. Now with this, well, everyone was kind of curious, or at least Zeno and Grand Priest were curious on why Whis was training Beerus so hard, because Whis is even training himself. Because he doesn't want to be surpassed by a human, at all. So he actually called up to Grand Priest and Zeno, because he's in trouble for that, and every single destroyer and angel's there as well. We did notice that Whis and Beerus are stronger than normal. Now first, Zeno's actually determined that he may destroy Whis and Beerus, but still Whis says, actually Zeno, me and Beerus have good training, have a good reason for training this hard. That is because 3 immortals in our universe have surpassed gods, destruction, and angels. I myself have been surpassed. They all immediately froze, saying, pardon me? And he goes over the feats of Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, and their power levels at max. With that, they then see examples of what could possibly happen if Goku were to not ally with the gods. It shows him punching through Angel like they're nothing, and even Super Saiyan Blue, he is cutting down Whis and Beerus. We have Vegeta, who's conquering destroyers, and Broly, whose rage and power is destroying dimensions, or universes. These 3 are the biggest threat to gods. Lisa said that he doesn't seem a threat right now because they seem pretty peaceful on their planet, living lives, having families, having students. They are just good people in general. But the one bad condition that'll probably never happen, gods are fucked. Best way to say it. That Zeno actually declares all angels being training their destroyers as much as possible. While Champa, Beerus, and Vados and Whis have to train there, because those 2 are the most lazy destroyers. Well, every destroyer and angels to train up there, so the destroyers are absent from the universes for a bit. Now, beginning of War F, War B, or War G, because War of Gods. So, War of G. Now, eventually, by the time the beginning of Resurrection F, or now War of G would start, Goku would just kind of be chilling out on Kami's Lookout, looking at the sun with Gohan, just Gohan playing with Pan, and Goten playing with them as well. But Goten can go Super Saiyan 2, like he's just strong as hell. Then we have Trunks, who's the same age as Goten, let's say that. And Goten and Trunks can both go Super Saiyan 2, and they know how to fuse. Goku and Vegeta fuse a few times, Goku and Broly fuse a few times. And Goku immediately came to fusion, realizing how strong it was. He's able to just kind of separate himself from them by just willpower. He's activating spirit vision on himself. Yeah, he doesn't like fusing. Just too much power for the Earth to handle and their universe in general. The Kais, they've invited them to train. They already unlocked Elder Kai just through Goku picking up the Z Sword and channeling his ki in it, shattered the Z Sword, and unlocked Elder Kai. Now War of G would arrive, and Goku is met by Whis, Vados, Champa, and Beerus. Now, with that, Beerus actually questioned Goku on his position with gods. Oops, I kicked my table. Goku looked confused on who they are. He's immediately Supreme Kai and feared to Goku, saying, Goku, I promise you right now, do not lose your cool. If you lose your cool and kill him, you will kill me. Please don't. By the way, I forgot to mention, King Kai has trained Goku as well. I hate for doing mention that Goku trained King Kai. It crossed my mind a lot. Like, during our drat, he trained King Kai for like a month, and that's really it, but didn't learn anything besides Spirit Bomb. And then during these, 6 years, he learned Kaioken and everything. How did I not go over that? I'm fucking dumb. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, King Kai and Supreme are like, yeah, don't fight Beerus, you'll kill him, and you'll kill Supreme Kai. So don't do it. Goku's a little hesitant, saying, so if I kill the purple cat, the skinny purple cat, the Shin dies. There's a nod saying, Shin, you kind of do owe me for what happened at the whole tournament thing. But then again, I don't want to kill you because you made up by unlocking everyone's potential. So this leaves me with a very tight predicament. Beerus, you say, that's your name. Beerus says, yes, it is. Goku flicks Champa in the belly, saying, and you, I don't care about you, because you're obviously not of this universe. Champa will go for a punch, when suddenly he is punched in the face, full force by Goku. So Goku immediately jumped into Super Saiyan Blue. Goku punched punched Champa in the face, full force, making him flying off of Earth, out of the atmosphere, and across the galaxy. I forgot to mention something about Granola and Monito. Granola and Monito move like kind of cereal, because Granola couldn't stand Saiyans regardless. He didn't stay on Earth. Then Monito just went back to Planet Namek. Yeah, just so I say that, because I realized I didn't bring them up a bit. Okay, so, so Trump is punched across the galaxy, or universe. Goku had said, I think I held back too much. He should have been punched out of the universe. Beerus says, wait, what, you held back that punch? Goku had said, yeah, if I didn't hold back, I probably would punch him out of the universe, but he wouldn't have a head. Probably would have punched his head to atoms. It would have been funny, but would have hurt me and him. Recently, immediately powered up with full power and Ultra Instinct. Like Goku jumped back, roaring, saying, Broly! Like he yelled Broly, and Broly arrived feeling the power, and roared, going full power, and to Legendary Super Saiyan 3. That Goku had powered up to his Akari Wrath form, mixed with Super Saiyan Blue 2, and now they began fighting Beerus. Now Broly was more of a distraction, while Goku was the one landing hits, and if Beerus got caught on too fast, Goku and Broly swap places. Like, oh yeah, I'll block the hits now you take them, or you land them. Beerus caught onto that. It's a mixture of both in the middle of it, which Beerus can't catch on immediately. Now, eventually, Beerus is coughing up blood. Goku and Broly are covered in bruises, but no blood. Eventually, Beerus has to admit, Goku and Broly are strongest mortals he's ever met. Suddenly, Vegeta would arrive, saying, Beerus, you're here. Why? Beerus says, so you're so strong you don't even fear me anymore, Vegeta. Vegeta said, you felt the most dumb people I know. Why would I fear you? In reality, well, Goku isn't smart, but he's not dumb. Vegeta's actually just kind of is pretty smart for him. Goku's intelligence is like an average scientist. Vegeta's a little bit surpassed that. Well, Broly doesn't really care much about knowledge, just more or less battle IQ and common knowledge. So yeah. So, in reality, Goku and Vegeta did beat Beerus and are probably some of the more non-intelligent Z fighters, or one of the more non-intelligent strong ones. But in the battle IQ, Beerus had never met anyone better besides angels. Just Goku and Broly are the best ones in battle IQ. Gohan actually being in third place, Vegeta being in fourth. Now, as all humans arrive, they see Beerus on the ground and coughing up blood. They see Goku and Broly covered in bruises. Goku had looked at Vegeta, saying, I sense the demand you want from him. Just say it. Beerson said, Guess I can meet my demand. I want to become a destroyer in training. The power seems interesting. Train me. Now, Beerson really refuses because, well, it said that Vegeta can rival destroyers, possibly, so he'll do it. Now he offers Vegeta and Goku, Broly and Goku training under Whis. Whis agrees to this as well. So, all Saiyans, actually, the ones that aren't Goku and Broly, train under, Goku, Broly, and Gohan train under Whis on the lookout of, this one's Zeno's Palace lookout area. And Jiren and Toppo are brought up there as well. Well, no, actually just Jiren. And Goku actually does make a suggestion for Granola, and he's brought up there as well. Now training commences, and they're now all just common allies. Jiren is actually very impressed with Goku and Broly. Granola grew in strength surprisingly fast, and now we're going to go to around the end of where the Super anime would go. So towards the end of that time, or at least the end of the Tournament of Power. With that, Goku actually surpassing Angels, every single one. Whis and him had sparred before, and Whis was knocking his ass every single hit. He fought Daishinkan, and Daishinkan, who's his power level being limitless and basically infinite. And then Goku kind of fought almost a stalemate because Goku's ki is kind of infinite. But Daishinkan just kept more, and Goku eventually just got tired. But Daishinkan had to admit Goku hurt like hell. Then Zenos weren't really allowed to fight Goku because their power is quite literally limitless. They can do anything they want. Goku's gonna lose regardless. Broly fought Daishinkan and lost, but Daishinkan had to admit, like Goku, he hurts. Jiren, being in third place this time, was still pretty weak, regardless. But now, on to the other stuff in the world. So, Goku, Broly, Gohan, Jiren, and Granola. Granola is actually on the same level he is currently in the manga. He's on that level. Well, Goku actually has the same abilities as the Destroyer. They all do. They don't use Destroyer abilities like they were nothing, but also be able to use same abilities as Angels. So they're the same abilities as Angels and Destroyers. They're basically the next gods. And Zeno doesn't want to retire. His job's kind of boring for him. He just wants to be a regular god and play around. With that, these guys are kind of the next gods of their dimensions. Now with that, they're tasked with training the next gods, or training the second strongest mortals that aren't destroyers. Or destroyers in training. Because every single destroyer now is a destroyer in training, and yeah. Now, update on Vegeta. So Vegeta is now actually able to use Ultra Ego, and its permanent state is Ultra Ego. With that, he did replace Beerus, but Beerus and Nappa are his two assistants. Raditz is kind of just the guy that hangs out there, does good food. And Beerus' planet is now one whole giant white orb in the middle of their galaxy. And in bright kanji, it says, "Destroy your palace. If you enter, you die. Request permission." And it shows a way to request permission. Kind of like a giant hole. It looks like a domain expansion, but there's instructions on how to get inside. Then we can go to basically Jiren's universe. He told Toppo what his position was, as he's one of the new gods. Well, what should I say? Think of the guys that train under Daishinkan and Whis as the Eternals. They're like the gods of the gods. So yeah. There's only 3 people above. Well, Goku and Daishinkan are kind of equals. Well, there's 2 people above Goku. 2. Actually, no, not 2. 1. Zeno. So just Zeno. And then when Trunks did come back, the humans handled Goku black, because this is the original Trunks. It's just Trunks is the son of Chi-Chi. That's really it. It's the son of Chi-Chi and Vegeta, not Chi-Chi and Bulma. Not Vegeta and Bulma. I messed that one up. This Trunks has very similar stuff. It's an original timeline. It's just his parents are different. That's the only difference right now. Powers didn't really matter. Goku died of the heart virus. That's it. That happened. The humans were severely weakened, so was everyone else. Broly was spied on, so they got his DNA. Everyone died. So when Trunks came back, the humans made quick work of whatever Goku Black something that was. I don't know who to make it, but screw it. Yeah, the humans made quick work of that one. So yeah. Now, by the end of the story, so when Moro does escape, Vegeta actually handled this because, well, he's an ally of the Kai's. Well, Moro began attacking Vegeta, thinking, oh, you're a new destroyer, you can't be that strong. But Vegeta was the strongest person he'd ever met. It eventually led to Vegeta shoving his fist straight through Moro's stomach, like Moro did Goku. With that, Moro spat out blood, and then Vegeta cut off his head. With that, Moro is dead. The Granola arc didn't happen because Granola's busy training other mortals. But now we're going to move on to what Goku's going to do in Universe 6. So in Universe 6, the destroyer is actually going to be, let's say, Hit. Hit seems like the one that would be a better fit destroyer than Champa right now. Champa retires, and all the destroyers are made like they're like the new destroyer assistants. Champa is now this Hit, and Hit doesn't know Champa isn't just fat, it's just Champa is quite literally very muscular and it looks fat. Like, well, I'd say that like Champa looks a lot like a sumo wrestler. Like they're strong as fuck, but they look fat. And then we have Beerus, so she's quite literally built like the canon Broly. Well, our Broly is a lot slimmed down because of Super Saiyan God constantly being on. Like Beerus is like built. So yeah. But now the gods of every single universe, mainly being from Universe 7, then Goku, Granola, Broly, Gohan, Jiren, and as like a mention from another universe, they do add in Botamo, Kaba. Well, Botamo and Kaba are the ones that are going to be in training to add on to the new ones. Basically, the strongest fighters from each universe that isn't already there are going to be added on to train under the current stronger ones. Zeno retires, and yeah. So with that, Goku gives to represent the other universes to represent Saiyans. He is put as this like the main god. It took us as one of the Zenos. Then this Daishinkan is basically going to be Broly. Let's say this Daishinkan going to be Shin. Shin's being promoted. So Shin is like the new Daishinkan. Daishinkan's prefers to stick by Zeno. Super Dragon Balls are upgraded a lot because of Piccolo. Piccolo gets to upgrade to not be only Kami of Earth in Universe 7. He's the Kami of different dimensions and not different universes. Goku's still the supreme one. Now, after a few decades, Goku's gonna give his Z fighters eternal life, like Roshi has. They don't really age as often. They age like Saiyans. So yeah, gonna be able to give them that little factor. Bulma loved it. Now, Kale and Khalifa, those are Broly's personal students. Not in that way. Don't take it that way. Vegeta personally trained Kaba because he wanted to, and Kaba was raised to be insanely strong by Vegeta. Now, do a lot more. The laws being a little more strict on angels. Vados and Kaba get a little thrust training in. Goku does still date Bulma and everything. Marry her. He still is married to her. But yeah, so everything happens. And yeah, that's really it. We'll guys know this What If. Bye bye.